up, kids? What's up, cats? What is good? Nice to be back after a cool weekend. Let's just check things out here quick. Yeah, so welcome back to another stream. I'm a little bit on the fence about where this one is going because I don't plan too far in advance these days. But what I'd like to do is just kind of exactly leave it like that, see where it goes, and yeah, thanks for joining. I've been screwing around with this, just like feeling this out. That's all I got. So what I thought to do, let's just get that in a sort of a, let's just record that here in Ableton and see where it goes. I'm going to be releasing whatever this turns into as one of my free Ableton Live templates for download. And if you want one of those, join the Patreon, link in the description. Din din din. Din 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 din. Okay, I think that's enough, and we'll just take 2 bars of that. I think these last 2 over here. Okay, we're going to just bounce that out. All right. So you should hear this now. It's a 5-bar loop. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's start it back here so we can get a nice even. This is a really irregular sounding piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. So that's a 7. That's a 7, 8 into weird time signatures. I don't really get an opportunity much to do cool stuff with it, but let's just see where this goes. I want to try a polyrhythm, which is layering one rhythm, one key signature over another. So we'll do it now with some of these like built-in presets that Ableton Live comes with. As you know, Ableton's got a great variety of onboard sounds. Obviously VSTs are way better, but it's nice to have the ability to just find, you know, different sounding drum kits and all that just with, you know, in the built-in library. Now if we took a 4/4 and laid it over this, it would only repeat like every couple of bars. Exactly how many is going to be 4 times 7 every 28. That's when it should, no, sorry, every second. Now that's if I were to play a 4/4, sorry, a 7/8 rhythm over this, which is not what we're doing. So now I'm going to mute that 7/8 part that I just recorded and just record a beat. This has got a kind of hip hop tempo. I don't want that silly sound. Poo poo. And that's a cool beat that they've got in there. Let's try a few more different sounds. Looking for the right sounding kit. It sounds a little bit indie rock, which is not the direction I'm going for. Okay, let's just sub out with a standard sort of hot rod kit, they call it, late night kit. Okay, let's just start with this basic beat like this. Maybe we'll turn it into more of a like slowish R&B vibe if I'm able to do that. Might be a bit old. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2. Okay, so that was cool, but everything I create, I've got to then send it to the pre-master because that's where my streaming setup is. That doesn't sound right. I've just turned off some of the pre-master's low stuff by the looks of it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, don't need to explain that. That's cool. Okay, I'll add in those tom fills later, so let's just record this. Okay, cool, got that. Now we don't need to click anymore, I'll just quantize everything. And there we go. That's quite cool. Okay, let's get the second one in there. Oops, wrong one. Okay, I'll straighten that up now. Cool, nice little irregularity there. Okay, not a bad start. So we got this. Now let's hear how it sounds with that 7/8 part that I just recorded, which is currently not. That's not the one I want. What I want is. Irregular, which is quite cool. So now I'm just going to flip over to live-ish mode and see if I can get some decent sounds out of this. Screwing around with the different settings on the mixing desk here. It's got a little bit of a chiptune feel to it. Let's straighten this out. I don't want to get too creative. It's quite cool. It sounds a little incomplete. The reverb helps. This kit is okay, but it's it's just a starting point, right? Because these templates are about giving you guys the ability to make your own sounds out of whatever I'm doing. So this is just the starting point. Now we're gonna mess around with just some keys to see if we can get a nice feel on this thing. That's the main thing, is just finding a nice feel. Where can I live that I'm not in the way? How about right there? That's quite cool. Yeah. go with that nice pleasing chord progression. And we can do something along the lines of changing this part over here. So it'll be easier for me to actually just re-record that. This is going to be a in the key of C major. It's going to be C, A minor, F, G. So okay, so okay, we duplicate all of that. So select it all and duplicate. It's got it sort of got to just do a little bit of music theory in my head here, and down to the the top note over here. These two notes over here, E, B. I'm going to go to G. So let's try that. That's an F. That's good, and then we'll take it up one to a G, just to hear how this sounds. This is going by theory and not by ear, so there's only so good it can be. I tend to trust my ears more than theory, but let's just hear this out. I'm gonna play along on this keyboard again. Just thinking about editing. Back to the C. Okay, and I see what's happened here. I'm going to take that back down and then stick this up. Then A minor. Yeah, so that's a C. I'm just showing. Let me show you what I'm up to over here. I'm just kind of coming up with a beat, an idea. All right, so coming up with C minor. So C major here. 3, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not working at all. Let's play along here. Don't really know where we're going with this. This is part of the issue, is like trying to find a nice niche, you know, in whatever it is you're doing. That's part of the issue, and it kind of sucks when I'm not able to sit here and just, you know, do the thing. It's like always finding out, what am I trying to do? Where is this going? It's like a war, and I think it comes from having a lot of options. You know, like I've been exposed and I've been involved in so many different types of music over time. I can play Irish traditional music on a fiddle, and I can do all this piano and guitar stuff. So I've got to just work out who it is I'm serving and what it is I'm trying to do. And while it's fun to play with all this stuff and just experiment and all that, it doesn't really get you very far if you're trying to build an audience. You want to serve people, not just yourself, you know. So that's part of the trouble that I'm facing right now, you know, keeping all the social media going and, you know, pushing out content and all that. It's just like not very focused. So I've got to figure out a way how to get this more niche down. My biggest success so far has been the 90s album, the sitcom stuff. So maybe what we could do is just exclusively focus on, you know, putting out 90s sitcom material, or just TV scores in general, you know. That might be useful. But the challenges around that too. One of them is that, you know, what is the actual product? What are you serving? Like, if you're putting out TV scores, it's going to be templates or what, commissions, or I don't really know where to go or understand what to do, you know. So maybe I'm too old for this game, I don't know, but let's figure it out. Yeah, because I don't actually know what the destination is for all this music that I'm making. Things for sure, this thing is not really going anywhere. Okay, so let's just figure this out. We want to do stuff that is helpful to people, you know, right? Right. We're gonna change this to we don't need that anymore. Let's create a sample pack filled with my sounds. It's about time we did that. Create the sample pack filled with the 90s sounding stuff. Great. My stuff. Okay, first things first. Just gonna keep you abreast of what I'm doing here. I am making a sample pack filled with my own sounds, the ones that I've sampled from the outboard synth that's next to me over here. There's a synth that sounds very 80s indeed. One of the cool synths that you've got is here, DR220. These drums over here. These are the ones that get used in all the sitcom sounds. So it's going to be. Let's just check it. Take a look at that. Boss DR220A. There it is. Up there. Very loud, very aggressive sounding. Okay, let's give that a listen. Here we go. Okay. It's not like rocket science, actually, just... Those are the sounds I've used those sounds so much. Okay, wait. That's actually cool, but not the sound I'm looking for. The sound I'm looking for is going to be under my stuff. So let's get over to that. My sound library. It's under drums. Korg 05. There we go. These are the ones. Cool. There's the entire kit over there. Now we gotta get this into Ableton format, Korg 05, so it's not actually under my stuff, which it should be. There's sax and all that stuff that I've sampled over the years. Okay, so let's get a sample pack together now. What I'm gonna do is get a sample pack together using some stuff that I recorded from my outboard synth. Best way to run drums is using drum rack. So we're going to pick up a drum rack, stick it into Ableton, and then get the samples that you want and start sticking them on the relevant places. So Korg, we can just use the one kit. No, I wonder what happens if we use... It makes more sense to use them different sounds actually. Cool, so here we got the drum rack, and you can hear already there's that nice old-fashioned sounding drum sound. Okay, cool. Snare, we'll do a high snare rim sound, which is there, and then we do a high snare. Let's listen. That's nice and back, sort of very behind the mic type of sound. Okay, and next up, what I'm going to do is add the... Let's get myself over to the left over here. No, get myself over to the right. I could get myself smaller. There we go. Cool. Currently making a Ableton Live device rack for 90s sounding stuff. We're going to have a hi-hat open, should be here. Hi-hat closed should be here, because the toms are usually reserved for these three. Oh no, the toms are down at the bottom here. So dun dun, that's a deal. We've got a tom low, a tom high. Where's tom low? There's tom low goes in there, tom mid goes in here, and tom high goes in here. Let's use tom mid 02. I don't like a mid 01. Cool. Alright, so we got those three keys. And then the hi-hat should go, the hi-hat open should go there. It's actually the pedal. So hi-hat closed over there, hi-hat open over there, and hi-hat pedal over there on the sharps. And then you should choke that so that it cuts off the open sounding pedal. Okay, we'll get back to more of that stuff now. Let's get the clap, definitely a clap in here. That's it, you definitely want that clap. Up to cymbals. After the hi-hats, we get onto the cymbals. Let's get those right. Okay, what are we doing here? Snare low, snare high, rim, the rides. Okay. Cool, we're going to do a crash. Crash is usually about up here. Let's get over there. Ableton, obey me. There we go. Crash up there. Cool, and I'll fine tune this stuff as we go. Crash ride, we can put next to crash. That's it. And then got three more, which you're going to use for some novelty effects. So we'll do a splash over there on the B, splash, crash, and ride, and then we'll do maybe some. The cowbell is an absolute necessity, and the guiro. These are nice cheesy effects. There you go, very cheesy effects. And then might as well just go ahead with all of the other novelty effects. So we've got a bell over here, chimes over here, a China symbol over there, and that can be all the stuff. Yeah, that's all we already need. Tambourine, maybe tambourine over there. Okay, that's it. So we've got all these chimes and things in here now, so we can see, that makes me so excited. It's about finding the stuff that keeps you excited, no matter how cheesy it is. I'm going to turn my mic off so we can... Okay, cool. Let's do the choke for this stuff. So the choke is where you have a hi-hat pedal up here that then stops the ringing of the open sound. So the choke group for the open pedal over there is 1, and then we set the hi-hat pedal to choke 1, 2. That means as well, and that means when hi-hat open. I've got 2 hi-hat opens by mistake. Should have 1 hi-hat closed there. Got 2 hi-hat opens. Why is that? That's closed, open, and pedal. Closed, open, and pedal. Why is that one also open? We don't need it. So let's take, where was my sample list? We'll stick the clap in there, and maybe stick the let's get which one should we put in there? What would be a standard operating procedure for this? I'm going to stick in got 1 clap. Maybe put the bell in there. What does the bell actually sound like? Okay. It's a bit out of place because normally the samples, all of the cymbals are together, but let's see. Cool, we'll do snare low and snare high. We can switch places. There you go, cool. So we've got 4 options for that snare drum. Okay, so now we go back to the choke group and we say, I want this one here to be the same choke group as that one. So hi-hat open is now the same choke group as hi-hat pedal, which means that when you push the one, one's still playing and you push the other one, it's going to cut it off. It's going to stop it. It's going to choke it. Okay. Cool, gotcha. Three, 4, 2, 3, 4. %, quantization. Not sure how they did that back in the day with 90s music. but it seems to work here. Using Reaper shortcuts here. Well, they're not quite right. Okay, cool. This one here, snare. Let's quantize that to an eighth. Just want everything to be the same length. Cool, 100% quantization there. Oops, there we go. Let's stick a kick on every third one. Cool, just that needs to go back there. Take all of these and move them a little bit out. Cool, and then we've got a nice cheesy sounding clip going in the foreground. So I'm going to do some 90s I'm going to do some 90s music today. I have decided to embrace my inner dork. We will now be doing stuff that is very unpopular and cheesy and uncool, because that is who I am. I am Uncle Uncool. I'm having fun with it, that's the main thing. I'm passing on knowledge, and also I'll release this as a template for anyone who wants to remix and screw around with 90s sounding stuff. Okay, now that we're done with that, I'm going to flip over to sort of live-ish mode and see if I can capture some ideas on the keyboard here. In a minor-ish key. Let me get that down. Are you ready? You're about to get assaulted by an avalanche of corn. Dudes, this is really whacking my flow up. Oh, it's here. Oh no, I screwed up my flow. I've got to plug some cables and cut in. There we go. Cool. Fun fact. MIDI is a pain in the ass. This sounds like those chase scenes from the 90s. Every single chase scene in the 90s ever. Okay, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm glad this is, I've turned the stream around. This was a crap stream, and now it's turned into some fun. Okay, here we go. I'm going to hit record on the MIDI clip. 3, 4. Pretty rad. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's sounding whack now because it's going to this outboard synth over here. And I like this bloopy sound, but let's see if we can make it sound better just with like a second layer, and at the same time I'm gonna whip up an Ableton default piano patch, so just grand piano. The reason I don't spend too much time looking for special perfect sounds is because these templates get released as free templates. So a lot of them do, not all of them. But the point is, you can, the idea is that people use these as templates and then refine the sound that they want on their own. So here we've got this new grand piano channel is going to a standard grand piano. I might have to do some cleanup there with the MIDI. 2, 3, 4, 1, and we should pause the drums there. So we'll do a double on this, duplicate the drum, and we'll obviously get some drum loops and stuff in there. Let's trigger them both from the beginning. 3, 4. Okay, cool. There's where the trouble begins. So let's get the piano also quantized to like 100%. 16th note, or maybe like 80%. There we go, that's good. 90%, 88%. Scrappy, yeah. Okay, so this bottom row can be a lot more less specific. It's kind of the baseline. So let's just quantize that to 16th. I can also play it a bit better. Should we try that? I was having a lot of fun there. Let's give this a bash. So I can come straight into the MIDI now. Let me just hook it over to there. Now I should be able to come straight into the MIDI. We're recording. Take 2, 3, 4. I didn't see me playing it that well, but anyway. 2, 2, and 1, 2 from the top. Cool, cut it off there. Quantize to, let's try 16, see if it works. We'll do the bottom again, we'll do the bottom with the 1/8, just to keep it nice and scrappy in the middle there, but I'll clean that up, it's fine. And crop clip, there we go. Top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems like the problem is this, the second part. That going in 1/8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds like an aerobics video. And up, and up, and okay, awesome. Let's do some of this shit. I've got a bouncy chair. In fact, good idea. Keep the piano just like it is, and then we'll just get the second part of the song played on a different piece. So. What's up? Seltsum Studio says, hey man, I just want to let you know that your stuff is awesome. Yeah, I try to tune into your streams wherever I can. I love seeing you and your creative process. Thank you very much. Seltsum Studios, you are the man. /woman /non-binary individual. That's quite a nice patch. So what I've got here is a nice sounding, well, sounds nice to me. This is a beat play it on this one, yeah, because it's going to there. I can't play it on there. So we're over here, C minor to B, B flat. Okay, we're going to take that down to 3, 4. Do a better one now. Cool, 1, 2, 3, 4. From there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, taking this down so you can hear me a bit better. There you go, that's a bit better. Okay, so we've got this kind of brass sound. Problem is, it sounds pretty much like the attack value is too high, meaning that it's coming in too late. So I can actually just tweak the sound on this external synth here to get a sharper bite sound. That's what I'm after. 2, 3, 4. That's what I'm after. Hey, thanks for your comments, Seltson. That's really rad of you. So now you can see we've got that coming in from this synth here. I'm going to add a bit of portamento, which is where you make it bend a bit. Not too much, but that does give it a nice brassy and dated sound. Okay, I don't want it that much attack, and I'm going to take up the release value. Unfortunately, the release knob on this keyboard, because this keyboard's so old, the release knob is a pick, so I've got to use a guitar pick to actually change this value. But I like that sound. That's the sound I'm going for. So let me just actually turn, give that a save right now. Cool, I'm going to call it brass X. It's 147. I make notes of the patch numbers. So X147 means it's from the X station and it's number 147. Now what we do is we say I want the audio for this to come from, I want the MIDI from this to go to, what am I doing? Audio from this one here. Oh yeah, audio from 3/4, which is where my there you can hear it now. Cool. So I'm going to just record that. Should be able to see it on the screen here. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Record. 1. Here's the brass. Dude, I want to put on some rollerblades and go skating on the prom, yo. Now it should be playing double, which we don't want, so I'm just going to stop this clip right here, so we don't have to hear them both. Cool. It's cheesy, but it works. Okay, now, we haven't actually even added bass. Now let's just pause for a second there. All very exciting. I love it. I've got to give it a save, so let's give it the old-fashioned save-a-rooney of like Gouda. Gouda meaning this is the cheesiest thing you're going to hear all day. Okay, sweet. So we've got Gouda is now a start. This is what I call a start. This is like something that may go somewhere, may not. Okay. Next up, so we've got the palette of sounds. I've got this palette of sounds down, which is the 90s cheesy sound. And I've got this awesome outboard synth, which is now plugged. It's not plugged in. I can plug it in. And this fellow over here, right here, is where I get most of my magic sounds. That's the Korg 05 RW, and what it does is it sends. It's got all these just really old-fashioned sounds. It's a really old-fashioned synth. I'm a really old-fashioned guy when it comes to music. So that's where I'm going to be drawing a lot of inspiration from. So, but to make it easier, because you don't always have the time to plug in things, I've actually just sampled that outboard synth, and I've made a sample rack out of it just right now in today's stream. I think I'll release this sample rack as a product, so that other people can use it in Ableton. It's a bunch of samples. You can play that outboard synthesis sound on your keyboard, basically, if you've got Ableton. So I'll make sure that gets into the downloads package. And yeah, I mean, if you're enjoying this channel, consider becoming a patron, free or paid. You'll get access to all the exclusive stuff. Okay, cool. So this is all very good. Let's... Oh, jeez, I think my keyboard and mouse are starting to wig out. All right, the other cool aspect of this, the other cheesy sound that I sort of, you know, one of my more popular songs or videos is, it's a 90s sitcom theme music that I made, all original stuff, and that's my top video on YouTube, and it uses this sound here. This is the sound of the Boss DR220A. It's a drum machine. Very simple but powerful. They sound like a little bit like snares, but they're toms, and you use them in combination and they get these nice sounds. Okay, so let's add a few more of those in. Here we go. That's all you need. It's just one of those. Dun, dun, dun. This is more of like where you program stuff in. I don't know if I can play it fast enough, but I want to do something like this. Not overdoing it. Okay, let's start from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we wait for the whole progression, and then I'm going to add these toms that I'm playing. You'll see them coming out. Not quite right, but let's quantize it all now, and it's going to be a 16th note. We'll make it nice and tight, and I just want to solo this out so I can hear how it sounds on its own first. Okay, so now this is where musicality comes in. So an AI can do everything I've done today. It can create you can program something to make the sample packs itself using Python or whatever, but what you can't program an AI to do is think musically, not yet at least. And what I'm going to do now is get a little bit creative with the timing of these. I want these to be triplets. So I've switched the grid now I've switched the Ableton grid to triplet mode. So this last fill should have a little bit of a triplet feel. Here we go. No, not yet, because if I'm going to be in triplet mode, I need to actually, yeah, there, that should do it. Let's try it again. Din, 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 din. That's it. Din, 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 din. Okay, here we go. From 7. That wasn't unintentional, but it might actually work. I'm actually going to switch that out for maybe a crash. I'm going to break a rule now. I've got a rule which is crashes are used to announce changes at the 16 bar point or the 32 bar point. I'm going to change that out and insert a crash right before that so that it breaks my own rule, which gets me out of my head, which makes me very happy. I told you it makes me very happy. Okay, the whole sequence. Here we go. And this is without any bass yet so far, huh? I can't wait to do bass. Let's change that to something else. There's a cowbell here. I've used it before. Ding. Ding. Okay, let's do. Danken. Ding. Dang. Okay, we'll do the last 3 with a cowbell. Okay, here's the sequence. Let's get some reverb on the brass while we're at it. Okay, cool. Oh, why is that so low? There we go. Sorry, you haven't been hearing the brass because I had it on the wrong setting. Okay, cool. Let's bring those guys down. That's better. Hey, a little bit of brass, a little bit of reverb. take these cowbells up in velocity so that we can actually hear what they're doing. Good. I don't know about these last three. Maybe we can find something else to fill that gap. Okay. So we've got a little sequence here. It's an 8-bar sequence. It's not going to retain attention for long without development. So I'm already thinking of the B section of the song. The A section so far is just an F minor, one of these. Din, din, din. So if you wanted to take that forward musically, so if let's say, I don't know, it looks like we're in the key of F minor. Sorry, I meant F minor a second ago. I've got a pedal at my foot that I was looking for. Okay, so we could work it up to the point where we're holding on this kind of C7, and then we go. We shadow the original melody. Okay, it's harder to play on this keyboard because it's not weighted, but so yeah, what we're looking for now is a way to work towards the big climax. It's almost like you got to plan the climaxes and then work out how to get between them. All right. So we got this. Something like that, and then. That's how you would get to the major equivalent of the F minor, which is A flat. So we do. That's one thing. That's one little trick that I like to use, is going up, like hard modulating up a tone. So going from an A flat to a B flat major, which is a modulation, to a C major. Okay, so let's try that. We're going to go from. From here. Something like that. So now just the timing, so how to make it so that, you know, because you can add and subtract bars and measures to make it more or less exciting. And the one reason my music is done well is because I am economical with my music. So it's like a writer who decides not to add 1 or 2 extra sentences just because they're trying to fill a page, or that's what came to them at the time. It's constant censorship, constant like cutting away, pruning, doing stuff like that. So I'm going to take probably a bar out of the waiting period after this part. So I'll just try to play it again a bit slower. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That would be a regular way of doing it, but you could also go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Interrupted, basically. Sorry, I'm just getting into this vibe here. I'll be right back. That's quite a nice little preamble. Okay, so. No, it's not going to work. Condensation or contraction of time is not going to work here. But it will work if I just come up with a sort of a B part. So. This could be a C part even. Okay, so let's get the B part down. What I'm going to do is duplicate the drum rack and let it run so I get a beat. And now I'm going to just flip over to piano and I'll go play over here. Let's change the view so you can see what I'm up to. Cool. to a major version of it. Here we go. Stretch it out there. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All over the place. Okay, just like, okay, I'm gonna do this now. Right, we got some ideas in there. I don't exactly know how to apply them yet, but that's just called going with the flow, right? So I just made a bunch of stuff up, went in line with the balance between staying in key and moving out of key. I put out a short recently, just check my shorts feed, about modulation and how you can use it to make your music exciting. You can repeat the same chord progression in a different key by doing a little modulation. It keeps things fresh. So what I did there was modulate once or twice, and ended up miraculously, well, unmiraculously, nowhere near where I started, which is kind of the point. And you'll find a lot of the songs I do, they start with the theme, they develop by modulating, and then they end with the same theme in a different key. That's like my one-trick pony. That's how I've managed to make my music sound exciting. So let's just take a listen to this again. We'll hear how it sounds, and then I got to tie it up for the day. It's game over for me today. I'll be back tomorrow, but let's give this another listen. That's all standard. That's what you would expect it to end, but now it starts something new. Okay, this is actually 3 different parts of a song. The one is here. Okay, let's just take it from here. There. Cool. So yeah, the approach that I have with music, it's not so much relying on the software and the plugins and nice sounds. It's more like relying on the more, I guess, the more classical approach, which is like, you know, actually quite modern, you know, writing something, recording something, and then listening back to it. That's my way of doing things, as opposed to, you know, scrolling patches and finding a nice sound, which is totally just a different approach. So yeah, I've got like a sound in mind here, and it's the 90s cheesy sitcom sound. It's a little bit churchy. I'm not a churchy person, but that like, that's my vibe, bro. Whether I like it or not, that is my mark that I will leave on the world. It will be that of clowning around relentlessly until people notice me, and that is the vibe. And then hopefully buy my stuff, because I've got about 500 digital products online, and I'm still waiting for my ship to come in. Okay, so we can do the rest of this programming sequencing tomorrow. I just wanted to highlight something here, which is this vibe here. I'm just going to stop the drums so you can hear this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Actually, let's start it from the start of the F minor. So here. 2, 3, 4. I know it's not quantized. We'll get there. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 7, 3, 4. Start again. So you can see how these like when you get into a flow state, when you're actually able to play an instrument, or you're able to play like whatever a performance device, and then you get into that zone where you're not concerned about what's being recorded or not, and you're just playing, you know. And I can share that with you guys, which is amazing. Like the fact that this can be a live video is like blows my mind, because then you can feel that live energy, you know. Like it's like a show. It's like going to a show. It's not like a prepared video, it's a performance, which is why it's so scrappy and I'm having such fun. So I've got this 7-bar passage over here that I've just recorded. I didn't plan to write a 7-bar passage, or 14-bar, whatever it is. I think it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 7.5. I don't know. We'll figure the theory out later. And the important thing is that that I've captured something that I can now hammer into shape. It's like the raw material has been yanked out of the earth. And there is the start of the A flat up to C modulation. So it's A flat B, 2, 3, which could come in useful later. I'm just going to sort of tag it for now, and then 2, 3, and here's the last one, which is the same thing. It's just going up from, I think, G. Here we go. Here's the same thing. G, B, sorry, A, B. No, my bad. E flat, F, G. Okay. Same thing. So we got 2 different variations in 2 different keys, and these are now all separate clips. I'm going to try to piece this all together this week, because this is my mission. Friday, I give away a pack. Probably won't, maybe it'll be this one, but basically, if you want to support this, you know where to find it. Check the link in the description. There's a Patreon channel. You can support for free by being a member, or you can be paid and get access to all these kinds of cool clips and stuff. That's it. That's the push. That's the sell. That's all I'm going to be selling at you today. Turned a crap stream around, had a good time, got a cool comment. Thanks so much for showing up, dudes. I'm here 2 p.m. UTC every day, every weekday. Tomorrow's an exception. I've got a crappy work meeting, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I'll be continuing with this kind of stuff, but mostly just having fun and sharing. Feel free to join in. There's a Discord link if you want to meet me there. There's absolutely fuck all going on there, but you can find me offline there. And thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'll let this play while I pack up and stuff. So yeah, have a good night, dudes. Ciao.